welcome to another episode of Dungeons and Dialogues, the show where I dialogue about Dungeons and or Dragons. I'm your host, Sam, and thanks so much for joining. In this series, we talk about everything D&D. We'll interview players, talk about how to play the game, build characters, and most importantly, have fun. Before we get into it, I wanted to say thank you to Dice Envy. Check out our affiliate link down below for some sick-ass dice. Also, check out our Patreon, Instagram, and podcast wherever you get your podcasts. You can click on any of the links below or just search the Bottlecap Brigade. Also, if you're not doing anything on Thursdays around 6:45 Mountain Standard Time, be sure to check out the Bottlecap Brigade's live stream. Lastly, if you'd like to like and subscribe, we'd really appreciate it. Viewers like you help us make more of this content, and that makes us really happy. Let's begin. Hey everyone, long time no see. Sam Gates here from the Bottlecap Brigade, tuning in with the release of Icewind Dale. Today I'm doing a little bit of an unboxing. I want to check out the actual book and see what is inside. I'm going to read through it a little bit, and then we can talk about some of the things that are actually within Icewind Dale. You know, how many monsters, how many new locations, what it's all about, and make sure it's something that's hopefully worth everyone's money. So let's dig in. Amazon. Ooh, pretty. All right, well, very nice cover. I think we all kind of expected from some of the pictures Icewind Dale to be Icewind Dale. One really nice thing about the back, it's kind of textured. Didn't really expect that, but kind of a nice little addition. Let's open the cover. So right off the bat, there's a little fish. Who knows what that's all about? All right, and there is a lot in this. I think all said and done, there is 320 pages, looks like. So a lot of material in this bad boy. So I'm gonna read through some of it, kind of get a bit of the basics down, and then report back in and let everyone know what I think. All right, so after having an opportunity to read through a bit of the book, I definitely have a few points that I wanted to touch on. Number one, this module seems very, very DM friendly. There's a lot of little features like running the chapter that give you really detailed instructions on what to read, what you need to prep, you know, which quests to start for your player characters that are just huge time savers for, you know, either a new DM or someone that's really crunched for time. The second one is that this is very, very detailed. Everything from level advancement to, you know, the reputation of the characters in any given town is kind of at your beck and call within the book. And like I said, just as far as prep work from a DM perspective, this saves you a lot of time having to like go through and make random notes, or, you know, forgetting to think about certain things for a certain town, or worrying about having to improv stuff on the cuff when you're running through and setting up a new campaign. My only real concern with some of that is it might make it feel a little bit too linear, right? Like a little bit too like Witcher 3-esque, where it kind of drives you in one direction through any given story campaign. But, you know, overall, I think that if you DM it effectively, and if you're really conscientious of the fact that there are a lot of details, some of them can be up to your discretion on whether or not you want to use them, then it'll be a really, really great way to just kind of overall shave off some of the time that it takes you to make these campaigns. Number three, the monsters are awesome. There's 76 new monsters in full. There's everything from yetis to zombie kobolds. There's just so much diversity in the back of this book. I think it's really, really awesome. I'm really excited to kind of dig into some of these creatures a little bit more and maybe use them for some of my other campaigns. Number four is a new thing in the book that's called Town in a Nutshell. And so this is something that I've really kind of wanted to see from Wizards of the Coast for quite some time when they're going through and making their modules. It essentially gives you an overview of the friendliness, services, and overall comfort of whatever town that the player characters are entering. This is something that would have been awesome to see in like Curse of Strahd, even though it all would have been super sad. But it also gives you really important information on like leadership, military presence in the town, symbols of the town, etc., etc. It's just, again, a huge time saver for a rush DM. It gives you the right amount of detail that a lot of people know that some player characters are really going to latch onto and be curious about. And if some random player character wants to go off and try to talk to the mayor, then you have all of that information right at your fingertips. Last thing on this is maps. The maps in this module are just super detailed, they're super fun, and there's a lot of them. There is, of course, a full spread of them in the back, which is super great for reference. And then, little ones as you're going through the book that you can kind of use to plan out your campaign. But overall, again, this is just something that Wizards of the Coast has always been pretty good at. The maps are awesome this time, though, and I think just kind of some of the artwork overall is really, really well done. It really speaks to kind of a new wave of creativity within some of the Wizards of the Coast material, so that's awesome. Overall, that's really it, though. It's honestly kind of hard to make a review like this without going too into detail and giving spoilers within the actual meat and potatoes of the book. There is a lot contained within this. I've already started making notes and marking things that I want to start to steal and use for a couple of campaigns that I'm doing moving forward. But really, I mean, what it boils down to is if you have the spare cash to pick this book up, I think it would be worth your money to do so, especially if you're a new DM, or especially if you're experiencing a little bit of DM burnout. You're not really excited to, craft a whole new world from scratch right at the moment. This book has a lot of what Wizards of the Coast has been hoping to give to DMs for a long time. And I think just overall, it's a good fit for someone like that. From what I can read in here too, level of experience as a dungeon master isn't really going to play too much into this. You can be either brand new, really, really experienced and you know what you want to filter off the top of this book. But either way, I think there's a lot of creativity kind of within this that you can use to run your next campaign without having to dump 3 weeks into preparing for it. 2, it seems like the plot overall, start to finish, is really fun. Again, not giving out spoilers, but the end of it looks pretty intense at the very least. So yeah, overall, first impressions, probably like a 9 out of 10. Definitely worth your money to pick it up, and go do that at whatever local game shop is closest to you. Support them, especially during COVID and all that. It's really important to keep those guys happy and open and safe and all that stuff. Thanks again for watching Dungeons and Dialogues. Like and subscribe below. Check out our stream every Thursday at about 7:30 Mountain Standard Time on Twitch, YouTube, whatever. Love your support. You guys are awesome, and I hope you have a good one. Wash your hands, wear masks, stay safe. Bye.
Well, he looks like 2 8 balls on Square Scroll.